Hello. So I'm going to be talking about exercise and nutrition and if they are both equal. So is one more superior than the other? And it's I've written a post. It's quite an old post actually, but I'm going to revamp this post. And it's about is exercise the king or is nutrition the king? And it's come from this quote by somebody called Jack Lalanne. And his quote is: "Exercise is king, nutrition is queen. Put them together and you've got a kingdom." Okay, so I've seen this quote in a few ways. So sometimes it will say, exercise is king and nutrition is queen. Sometimes it will say that nutrition is king and exercise is queen. So which one is right? Now, it could come across because when you look at it to start off with, and I suppose it might be because of the things that we've seen and the world that we live in, that we see the king. And I don't before I spit out what I'm about to say, I'm not male bashing, I'm not about that at all. And yes, I love it that we have more empowerment as women. I love that things are becoming more equal for us as women. But yeah, we can't just like overshadow that in this world. It is more of a man's world than it is a woman's world, and it's changing, but that's how it's been for a long time. So when you see the king before the queen, in my mind, I'm thinking that the king is more superior than the queen. And so because of that, this quote might make it seem that exercise is more important than nutrition. Okay, so I'm questioning that and saying, well, should it be the other way around, or is it both? Okay, so which one is right? And I think that they both are equal. Nutrition and exercise, it's equal because we need both of them. Okay, and I do believe that the author did view them as equal. I don't think he's put this quote together thinking that exercise is more superior than nutrition. It's about how they work together. It's a team, and if you've got a marriage of any sorts, then they have to work as a team. So I mean, I'm not married, but I might as well say that I am married because I've been with my partner for 27 years. We've got 3 kids together, and yeah, we have to work as a partnership to be able to raise our family. And there's some things that I do, and there's things that he does that are very different, and our kids will know that as well. So they know when to go and ask mom for something, and they know when to ask dad for something. But usually we will come together and have an agreement with how things should be done. And so I see nutrition and exercise as like that. It's a partnership. They have to work in tandem, and we have to be working daily with these things, and it has to be something that we're doing consistently. So that's what I see this as. I don't see that any one of them is more important than the other. We need to eat well, and we need to move daily. We need to eat well daily as well. And so how much of what we do, I don't believe it matters really, as long as we're doing it. And I think this can be a whole big thing as well, which I spoke about before, because we do put numbers on things, or we do kind of everything is like, how much of this should we be doing? How much of this should I be eating? And we can get, I know I've spoke about this before, but this like the whole 10,000 steps thing. You're aiming to be doing 10,000 steps a day, or you're aiming always to be having 5 pieces of fruit and vegetables a day. But are we reaching that? Is this you where you are constantly kind of trying to make yourself do the 10,000 steps and eat the 5 pieces of fruit, but we're never doing it? And the big thing really is that the reasons why you're not doing it is because it's too big. You need to make it a lot smaller. So as long as you are doing some form of exercise, and as long as you are eating in a healthy way, doesn't matter how many. So if it's just 1 piece, or if you are just doing 100 steps, then that's the goal, because at least you're doing something. So at least start with 100 steps a day, or start with 1 piece of fruit, because that will get better, and it will in time it will increase. But we have to be doing something. So doing something is better than doing absolutely nothing. So I would say stop expecting so much of yourself. Just do something. But when it comes back to this quote, look at these as equals. So don't think that you have to be doing one or the other more than the other. They're both superior. So whether that's a king, whether that's a queen, whether that's a person, it's very difficult these days to kind of put things into categories. But I do believe, because of how we view things in the world, that quote may come across as being that exercise is more important, the king is more important than the queen. And I'm here to say that no, they're both equals. They have to work in tandem. They need to work together to become a kingdom. So I'm not quite sure how we could reword that quote, and if it needs to be reworded. Like I said, sometimes I see it the other way around, where they're putting nutrition as the first thing. But I'm just here to say, really, it needs to work together. We've got to have both. And I think a lot of the times people are doing one or the other. So they might see that there's a diet out there and they think, well, okay, I'm just going to go all in on that diet, and just totally forget that you need to do movement, you need to exercise. Or it can be the other way around, where they're just going all in on exercise and just thinking, well, I'll just burn all this stuff off anyway. But the importance of nutrition is what you're putting into your body. You know, the nutrients, what you're putting in, you know, the vitamins and the minerals, and, you know, the fiber, what's contained within those foods. That's what's important. So yeah, it's not saying that you can't have a cake, because yeah, I love eating cake as well. But we need to have this balance where we are having some of the naughty stuff, but we are having a lot of the good stuff. That's what we need to be doing. So with everything, there's got to be this, like, this tandem, this, you know, the good and the bad. And I think when you're tipping towards too much of anything, it's not great. You know, and I've spoke about this already, and I've wrote about this, where, you know, this kind of pushing yourself to be eating healthy. Well, for some people that can be quite unhealthy, because it becomes too stressful. And it can kind of lead to mental health issues as well. The same with exercise, doing too much exercise and forcing yourself to do all this exercise. For some people, that's fantastic. But for a lot of people, that's not so great, because again, you can start kind of becoming quite stressed out by it, and it can lead again to mental health issues. So it is about getting this balance, and these things have to work in tandem with each other. So let's look at this now, king and queen. Let's look at this, that this is a team working together. And if we look at it as in male, female, or yin and yang, you know, these two forces are coming together to create this wonderful balance, this wonderful creation. So that's how I see things. I don't look at nutrition being more superior to exercise. You know, the two have to work together. Okay, so I will finish it there. So yes, I hope that you have a really good day, and I will be back on here very, very soon. You take care. Bye-bye.